Hi, my name's Carla Werner. I am 46 years old and I live in York, Pennsylvania. So 14 years ago, I had just given birth. My daughter was actually 18 days old. I just didn't feel good after I gave birth to her. I kept calling the doctors and they kept saying, "Oh, you have a baby, you had a C-section, you have a 2-year-old, this is normal." It was a Saturday night, I remember, and I couldn't sleep. I didn't have any pain. I just couldn't sleep. I couldn't breathe right. Like it felt like somebody was sitting on my chest. And then Sunday morning, my husband got up and he was like, "You don't look right. You look gray." And I said, "I just don't feel good. I can't breathe right." And he said, "Okay, well, we're going to the hospital." And I said, "Well, I have to shower. We have to get care for these 2 kids." And long story short, we got care for the 2 kids. I took a shower. We stopped to get gas on the way there. I seriously thought it was like pneumonia. Never in a million years did I think that I would be having emergency open heart surgery that day. It was probably a day or two until I was awake enough to know what had happened. I had an aortic dissection. I had an aortic valve replacement. I actually spent a little over 2 weeks in the hospital. At that point in time, my main concern was like, am I going to be okay? I mean, I had a 2-year-old and a 3-week-old baby. I guess I somehow knew that there was something seriously wrong with me, but obviously I didn't know how serious or what. I just hope everything that I went through, whether it's for my kids or other women, I just can't stress enough to advocate for yourself. I mean, you have to, like, I knew there was something wrong, but nobody wanted to listen to me. They wanted to, well, it's because of this, well, it's because of that. And I knew there was something wrong. There were signs in my body. I had never, with either pregnancy, ever held an ounce of water. And all of a sudden I couldn't even get my shoes on. That's how much water I was holding. As a woman, you really, 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 well, anybody, you have to be your own advocate. Like, that is so important. And I've always looked at these kids of mine who are now 14 and 16, and they didn't ask for a sick mom. So I try not to be a sick mom. I try to keep going. Sometimes I might have to take a nap or I might have to rest, but I try to teach them no matter what happens, you just have to keep going. You just have to.